To the two combatants that'll be a part of this tremendous night of action Saturday, June 16th, here at the Star, as you want to bring on to the stage the challenger with a record of 22 wins, 13 of those coming by way of knockout, the #1 contender in the world, making his United States debut, joining us from Ensenada, Baja California, Mexico. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Carlos Chema Ocampo. And Saturday, June 16th, the lead promoter for this big night of action, TGB Promotions, they are synonymous with boxing, the same way the Jones family is synonymous with the NFL. And this man is synonymous with boxing here in Dallas. He is a 2012 United States Olympian with a record that stands at 23 wins, 20 of those coming by way of knockout, an 87% knockout percentage, making his second defense of his IBF Welterweight Championship of the World. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Errol "The Truth" Spence Jr.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Brian Custer, host of Showtime Championship Boxing. We're certainly glad to be here in Frisco, in the Dallas area, for what is going to be a very special and unique event. I say special and unique because this is really a first. Really the first time that Showtime Championship Boxing has been here in Dallas. And very unique because this will be the first world title fight featuring a Dallas native fighting here in the Dallas area in 50 years. The last time this happened, you got to go back to April 5th of 1968 when the Hall of Famer himself, Curtis Coates, who was the welterweight champion, just like Errol, who's a Dallas native, defended his title right here in Dallas at the old Memorial Auditorium, and he stopped his opponent in the 5th round. 50 years since we've seen something like this, and it should be one heck of a night coming Saturday, June 16th. Showtime Championship Boxing loves to put the best fighting the best, and that's exactly what you have, especially here in Dallas, because Errol Spence Jr. right now in the mythical pound-for-pound list in the top 5, whether it's Ring Magazine or whether it's ESPN. So the particulars: Saturday, June 16th, Errol Spence Jr. taking on the unbeaten Carlos Ocampo. It's a championship homecoming for the unbeaten champion. You can see it live on Showtime Championship Boxing from the Ford Center here at the Star in Frisco, Texas. And what a venue to have something like this, and what better place than the Ford Center here in Frisco, Texas, home of America's team, the Dallas Cowboys training camp facility, really the first boxing event to take place inside the Ford Center. Of course, it's a state-of-the-art facility, opened just 2 years ago, holds 12,000 people. So we got a world-class venue, and we've got a world title fight for Errol Spence, defending his title for just the second time. The event is brought to you by Premier Boxing Champions, TGB Promotions, and Man Down Promotions. It's sponsored by Corona Extra, Casa Nobles Tequila, and Brooklyn Boxing. Tickets for the event, starting very affordable at $50, will go on sale this Friday, May 4th, at 10 a.m. Central. That is 11 o'clock Eastern Time, and they can be purchased at www.SeatGeek.com Again, Friday, May 4th, 10 a.m. Central. You can purchase them at www.seatgeek.com. I'd like to bring to the podium now world-renowned promoter. He is promoting this event. He is the president of TGB Promotions, Tom Brown.
Well, thank you, Brian. It's great to be here. And welcome to the opening press conference for Spence Ocampo with the world welterweight champion, Errol Spence, making his homecoming debut, defending his IBF welterweight championship. As Brian said, the fight is on June 16th in this great venue, the Ford Center at the Star, world headquarters of the Dallas Cowboys. The show will air on Showtime Championship Boxing beginning at 10 Eastern. Is that correct, Stephen? Yes. Okay, I've been going back and forth on that. And 7 p.m. Western, the Pacific time, sorry. The tickets for the live event, as Brian said, will go on sale Friday at 10 a.m. And I know from talking to everyone down here at the Star, they're getting all sorts of calls, and it's going to be a hot ticket, and you'll want to purchase them right away. I also want to thank the great team here at the Ford Center, the Jones family, and the Dallas Cowboys. A lot of hard work went into getting this event off the ground in this great venue here. I want to thank Steven Espinoza, Championship Boxing, the new home of the biggest stars in boxing. Errol Spence Jr. right now is one of the most talked about fighters in the sport of boxing. Many consider him the best welterweight in the world and perhaps the best fighter in the world. And he's made it known he wants to fight the biggest and best names in the welterweight division. But on June 16th, he can't afford to look past this young, undefeated IBF mandatory challenger from Mexico, Carlos Ocampo. So it's going to be a great night and a great homecoming. And at this time, I'd like to introduce Stephen Jones, the Chief Operating Officer of the Dallas Cowboys. Thank you very much.
Thank you. First of all, welcome everybody. What a great afternoon here. Errol Ocampo, congratulations. I tell you what, we don't get to, it's been too long since we've been touching champions. And I grabbed Errol in there and I said, let me touch that. I said, it's been a long run for us to be able to be called a champion. But congratulations to you being the welterweight champion. Ocampo, congratulations to you being undefeated. Two really special young men right here. And this is what we thought about when we opened the Star, was to have unique things like this, to be able to gather with people like yourselves who love to follow sports and be able to have great athletes like these two men come together and compete at the Star. Obviously, we've had a lot of great competitions out there. I got to watch my son go win a state championship, and some of his games were right out here, but this is what we were thinking about when we built the Star. Good afternoon. As we said, we like to create versatility for this venue. We want all types of sporting events, whether it's amateur events, high school football, concerts, and many, many more. This doesn't happen without the city of Frisco and the Frisco Independent School District. They're great partners, and we were just fortunate to be able to partner with these guys and come up with a venue like this. We're also honored to partner with Tom Brown and premier boxing champions on this event. They mean business. They want their athletes to be as professional at their very sport that they represent. So this is a groundbreaking announcement for us. It's known how energetic and exciting the sport of boxing is. But to be able to host the IBF world champion Errol Spence here at the Star to represent our city and his hometown will be an unforgettable experience to all. Spence is going against a quality opponent in Ocampo, who like Errol also is unbeaten. We're going to have a fun night. We got over 500,000 square feet out there, and we fully expect to fill it up. I admire you guys and look forward to watching you when you tee it up out here. It'll be a hell of an event. As they mentioned, Friday at 10 a.m., the seats go on at SeatGeek.com. So be sure and put that out there, because I do think this is going to be something that a lot of people will enjoy. Again, it's great to have a special event like this. Thanks for everybody for making this happen. And again, congratulations to these fine young fighters.
Thank you, Stephen. Good to see you again.
See you.
Showtime Championship Boxing is all about the best fighting the best. And the man who has guided Showtime Championship Boxing to be the undisputed leader in the sport right now is a guy who really has been unique. He has done it with a creative mind, and he's done it in broadcasting some of the biggest and brightest stars on Showtime. And I'm talking like guys like Errol Spence Jr., undefeated world champion, Mikey Garcia, Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, Jared Hurd, Leo Santa Cruz, Keith Thurman, all of those guys on a regular basis. He's also a man whose motto is the best need to fight the best. That's what you're going to see here in Frisco, in this Dallas area, come June. He is the president of sports and event programming for Showtime. He's Steven Espinoza.
Thank you, Brian. Showtime is the home of big-time boxing, the most meaningful fights, the most exciting fights, the biggest stars in boxing. So we are particularly thrilled to be here at the home of the best franchise in professional sports, the five-time champion Dallas Cowboys. David Akers here, by the way. I want to have a few words with him if he was. We thank Stephen Jones, Jerry Jones, and the entire Cowboys organization. We're proud to be bringing this event, the first boxing event in the Ford Center ever. It's an impressive building. It's a beautiful campus. We can't wait to show off this building, the facilities, on Showtime in June. As Brian said, this is the first World Championship fight in Dallas in quite some time. I can't think of anyone better to break that drought than Errol Spence. It's fitting that we're here in Dallas just a few days after the Cowboys hosted the NFL draft, because if boxing had a draft, there's a pretty good argument that Errol Spence would be the #1 pick. He is one of the top 10 pound for pound on many lists. He's top 5. He is one of the most popular fighters in the sport. He's in boxing's most exciting division, in the most talent-rich division. He is with the Trainer of the Year. He has won by KO 10 consecutive times. Now that's something to say as he has won his title. It's much easier to win by KO 10 consecutive times when you're early in your career. But when you're fighting at a championship level and knocking out 10 consecutive guys, that's how you know you're an elite fighter. But the great thing about boxing, and the great thing for Carlos Ocampo, is that on June 16th, none of that matters. The rankings don't matter, the belts don't matter, people's opinions don't matter. It's two guys in a ring. One is going to win and one isn't. He is an undefeated challenger. He's 22-0. He has spent his whole life working for this opportunity, his whole career for this particular opportunity. Now, as a Texas native and a lifelong Cowboys fan, I know Dallas is a football town. It's a great football town. It's a very good basketball and hockey town as well, good baseball town, but at its heart, Dallas is a football town. But I have great confidence that on June 16th, Dallas will be a great boxing town as well. Thank you.
So let's get to what you guys want to hear. You want to hear from the fighters. Your very own champion, Errol Spence Jr. They call him the Truth. IBF welterweight champion, 2012 Olympian, 23-0, 20 knockouts. Out of DeSoto, Texas, this will be his second title defense. The challenger, Carlos Ocampo, 22 years old, 22-0, 13 have come by knockouts. He is ranked by the IBF as the #3 contender. That is the highest rated non-champion fighter by the IBF. This should be one heck of a fight. Errol, let me start with you. First time you fought here in your hometown, a little bit over, I think, 2 years ago. You, I think, were 18-0 at that time. So on June 16th, this will be the first time, though, you fight as a champion. What are your thoughts?
Well, this is the first time I'll be fighting as a champion, and
It's on. Mm-hmm.
this is the first time I'll be fighting as a champion, but this is the first time I'm fighting main event too. My last time fighting in Dallas, I was the co-main event under Jamal Charlo. So, I mean, this is a big opportunity for me. I can't wait. It's a lifelong dream of mine because Dallas, this is my core fans. These are the fans when I was going for the Olympics and I was an amateur. These are my core fans that was rooting for me and the people that was going for me and hoping that I win my gold medal. So it's great to bring this event to Dallas and to defend my title against a great contender like Carlos Ocampo, and I can't wait. It's going to be a great event. Hopefully everybody come out and support their champion.
Carlos, let me ask you this, and Mauricio Franco will do the interpretation for me. This will be your first fight outside of Mexico, first time fighting in the States. What are your thoughts on fighting not only in the States, but against the champion, Errol Spence?
Pues me siento muy feliz porque es mi primera pelea fuera de México y pelear entre un gran rival como él es Errol Spencer, eso me agrada muchísimo. Sé que es un rival fuerte, pero venimos preparados para enfrentarlo.
I know it's a great opportunity being here and fighting Spence on his hometown. That's a plus for him, but also it's a motivation for me. So we are ready. We're ready to fight.
Errol, sometimes it's a blessing, sometimes it's a curse when you fight in your hometown as a champion. How much pressure is on you to not only perform, but perform well?
I don't think there's any pressure at all. It's all added motivation. I mean, the real pressure was going to the UK, fighting 30,000, fighting against 30,000 fans that was going against me in the other champion's hometown with my first, fighting for my first title. So I think that was real pressure. I mean, this is no pressure at all. I'm fighting around people who love me and people who see me grow up as a boxer. So I can't wait to, show everybody what I have and put on a show for them.
Carlos, fighting for the world title for the first time, new country, most of the crowd will be against you. How do you keep the moment from being too big?
Pues me concentro primero que nada en pelear. Todo el público, todo se queda afuera. Yo solamente vengo a pelear y mi mente estoy mentalizado en pelear nomás.
I know it's tough, but my mind is just in the fight. The crowd doesn't fight. The TV doesn't fight. I'm just fighting against Errol. That's it.
Errol, let's talk about the challenger. How much of a challenge does Ocampo pose for you? What have you seen of him on tape? What do you need to be mindful of come June 16th?
Everybody poses a challenge. I mean, Ocampo's tough. He's undefeated. He's young, and this is his first title shot, and something he's been fighting for his whole life. So I know he's coming to fight, and he's fighting in my hometown. So I know he's coming to fight. I know he's going to be ready, and I seen him fight before. He's very tough. Mexican fighters, they have a great tradition. They're very ballsy, and they always come to fight, and they have a lot of pride when they fight. So I know he's going to give it his all. I know he's coming to fight, and I can't wait.
Carlos, what have you seen of Spence, maybe on video, and what do you think of him as a fighter?
Sé que es un peleador fuerte, inteligente, pero no me asusta. Yo vengo preparado para enfrentarlo.
I know Spence is a very smart and tough fighter, but it doesn't scare me. I'm ready to fight him.
Now, of course, Errol's trainer is Derek James, Dallas native. He was a very good fighter in his day. Derek, what have you talked to Errol about fighting at home, defending your title in front of so many friends and family for this fight?
Well, I mean, it's so much about him keeping his focus and being able to stay on task, and he's able to do that. He's very motivated. He's very driven, and he's the type of guy that you have to take away from the gym, may work. He likes to work. He likes to be successful. And I think that with him, it's great, man. I mean, it's all about focus. I have to stay focused. He has to stay focused, and everything will come natural.
Errol, you heard Steven say you have stopped your last 10 opponents. Will Carlos Ocampo be number 11?
Definitely. I mean, it's I mean, y'all know my motto. It's always man down. You know, we just started man down promotion, so you know, I got to live up to it. So, I mean, definitely, I mean, it's something I don't look for. I mean, it's something I just let happen. I let happen naturally because if you look for it, you might, you know, overexert yourself or you might look sloppy doing it. So I just let it come to me, and, you know, we definitely want to end the night early.
Carlos, lastly, your response. He says he's going to stop you. He wants us to end early.
Que lo intente, estoy preparado para pelear. Que intente noquearme a ver si puede.
Try it. Try it if you can see. I'm ready to knock you down.
Man, Dallas, we're going to have a good time June 16th. We'll wrap it up with this, Errol. When you look at the welterweight division, probably the deepest, best division in boxing. You got big names, Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, Terrence Bud Crawford. I can go on and on. But when you go to champions, there's Errol Spence Jr., there's Jeff Horn, there's Keith Thurman. And now Keith Thurman only has one belt. He doesn't have two belts. Do you believe in the best division in boxing, you're the best welterweight right now?
I do believe I'm the best welterweight in boxing right now. You know, I've been trying to prove it for a long time. Been trying to fight Keith Thurman, been trying to fight the champions or the top 5 in the division. I mean, he vacated now. Now you have Sean Porter and Danny Garcia getting ready to fight each other. You know, I wouldn't, after I get past Ocampo, not looking past him at all. After that, I'd like to fight the winner of that. When Keith Thurman get back, I'd like to fight Keith Thurman. So I'm willing to prove that I'm the best fighter in the division. I'm willing to fight the best, the top 5 in the division, and prove that, you know, I reign supreme over all of them.
Folks, Saturday, June 16th, The Truth, Errol Spence Jr. taking on Carlos Ocampo on Showtime Championship Boxing. Is presented by Premier Boxing Champions. Tickets go on sale Friday, May 4th, 10 a.m. Central. You can get them at SeatGeek.com. Again, SeatGeek.com. Let's face off our fighters.
Yeah, definitely. I'll go right from there.
Everyone got that?
Come on, we're gonna get you in between them with the jerseys on.
Okay.
All right, face down. You gonna hold this up?
Want me to get on the other side? I'll get on the other
Okay.
And then, Carlos. After you got it. You're looking, everybody looking after right here. Great, thank you. Okay.
Steve, you want to get up there for one?
Oh, yeah. You sure? Have Mr. Jones in between them.
Okay. Separate you guys up.
And you hold it really straight, okay? Well, I will do one with this, with Errol.
Okay.
And the cheerleaders and Steven. All right. Good? Everyone got that? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Jones. I'm gonna take this, and then Derek. Oh, yeah, you're gonna get that.
That's not the way we roll.